Alrighty, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome once again to the Enhanced Sports Show. It's Saturday, May 18th, just after 4 p.m. in the New York, New Jersey area. And if you're a sports fan in this area, boy, did you pick a good weekend. Oh, yeah. Rangers are going to the Eastern Conference Finals as as they won their series on Thursday night against the Hurricanes. It wasn't easy, but we managed to win 6 games. And thank you, Chris Kreider. Oh, wonderful. Oh, before anything else, the number to call is my name was Luchar, by the way, in case you haven't noticed. The number to call is 512-543-4662. Once again, 512-543-4662. And we'll be here until 6 o'clock when Razal McGee takes over his fine show. He's on right after me. Don't forget about Kevin Dixon and his Just Us Sports Show, Mondays from 7 to 9. And Betty Cantley as soon as possible from 6 to 7:30. I'm sure she'll be on very soon within the next few weeks. And don't forget, you can check us out on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and type in the Enhanced Sports Show, and you'll hear the show in its entirety. But type it in exactly as I said. Otherwise, it's not going to work. All right. So I'll bring in my crew right now. All right. Steve Davidson. Thank you, Billy Joel. All right. Steve Kent. All right. Yeah, we'll discuss more NHL in a little while. Diane, Mike, and Matthew. All right, good. All right. Well, I did start with some hockey, but I think we should start off with some NFL because the schedule has been released for the entire 2024-25 season. Now, I can't go through everything because that would take us until like maybe the next 3 weeks or whatever. So I'm gonna run down briefly some of our teams. By the way, if you're not from this immediate area, just tell me who your team is and tell me what you think your team's record is going to be, so we can save some time. Because we only got till 6 o'clock, folks. All right, so it'll go like this. I actually have the Giants' schedule posted up right on the Facebook page here. Let me see where. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, so let's begin. Now, listen up, Giants fans. Here's how it goes. Week 1, at home against the Vikings. Week 2, against Washington. Oh, well. Uh, week 3, at the Browns. Week 4, a Thursday night game against my Cowboys. Thursday night football. Don't worry, guys. You will, in this area, you will be able to see the game on some local station. So don't worry about it being blacked out or anything. So you're going to see a game, I think, maybe like on Channel 9 or Channel 5 here in this area. So you will be able to see the game. Week 5 at the Seahawks. Week 6 versus the Bengals at home. That's a Sunday night game. Week 7, the Turnpike Battle at home against the Eagles. Week 8, Monday night at the Steelers. Week 9 again, Washington, but that's on our turf. Week 10, road game against the Panthers in Germany. Yes, in Germany. Week 11 is a bye. Week 12 against the Bucks. Week 13 at Big D. That's a Thanksgiving game. They haven't played a Thanksgiving game against these two in a while. I'm glad to see it. Oh, this is going to be fun. Week 14 against the Saints. Sorry. Week 15 against the Ravens. Week 16 at the Dirty Birds. You call them the Falcons. And week 17 against the Colts. All right, I'm going to start off with the local crew here. Mike, what do you make of the schedule? What do you think the team's record is going to be? 11-6. All right. Okay, that's respectable. Okay, we got a ghost call here somewhere. Miriam. Miriam, are you there? She is there. Don't. Yeah, we're doing the football schedule, so we're going over local teams, what the record's going to be, and I'm going over the schedule. So hang tight. All right, Diane, what do you think the record's going to be for the Giants? I know you're the Bills, but since you're from the area, 11-6. All right, Steve Davidson. Wish Steve Kent. All right. Yes. Right. Honestly, the best policy. So I appreciate that. Thank you. I'll get to their schedule in a little while. All right. Who he is? He is. Matthew. Any thoughts on the Giants' record? Ooh, wow. Okay, Miriam, if you're there, Giants. Giants record 3. Wow. Um, I'm not terribly overconfident about the Giants, but at the same time, I'm not exactly, thinking it's going to be a horrible season like last year with all the mishaps they went through and with all the feuding uh, between Barkley and Danny Dimes. I think it's going to be a much calmer season. Uh, I think they'll have a winning record, but I don't think it's going to be able to make the playoffs. I'll give it like a 9-8. I'm not just saying to be polite. I think it's just how it's going to be. I think they're going to be like a year away from making the playoffs. I mean, they got some work to do. Let's see if their draft picks will pay off. So we'll look at it that way. I mean, don't take my word for it, guys, but that's the way I see it. And again, I'm going to take my word for it anyway. All right, moving on. All right, so we're going to move down the list here. Can I get the Jets here? Yes, yes. All right, the Jets. And it goes like this. Okay. Week 1 is going to be a rough one as they're going to go out to the Bay Area and face the 49ers. Week 2, remember the Titans, which was their former name. How interesting. Their current name against their old name. Interesting. Okay. Week 3, the Jets faces them, uh, aka the Patriots. Week 4 against the Broncos. Week 5, against the Vikings in London. Yeah, they're going to London this year. Week 6 against their upstate rival, the Bills. Go Dynamo like that. Week 7. Yeah, week 7 against the Steelers. Week 8 against the Patriots on their turf. Week 9, which is Halloween. Oh wow, against the Houston Texans. All right. Week 10 against the Cardinals at Arizona. Week 11 at home against the Colts. Week 12 was a bye. Week 13 versus the Seahawks at home. Week 14 against, the Dolphins at Miami. Yuck. Week 15 against the Jaguars. Week 16 against the Rams here at home. Week 17 against the Bills at the Bills. And the final week of the season at home against the Dolphins. Mike, what's the Jets record? All right, respectable. Diane. All right, good, good. Jimmy, wait. Tell me your thoughts with the Giants first for the record, and then the Jets. 2-8. That's true. But you gotta give more confidence. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Mike, Diane, Steve Davidson. Thank you. I like it. Steve Kent. I like it. Matt. Matt. Okay. Alex. Jets and Giants record for the season. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Right. Yeah. Right. That's the key word right there, ladies and gentlemen. Remember the pass. Okay. Remember, yeah. Remember the password is if. Okay. Uh, and Miriam, Jets record. Yeah. What do you think the record's going to be? 10-6. All right. Uh, yeah, I'll give it 10. 10. You mean 10-7? That is. It's 17 games now. 10-7. Yeah. You know what? September. September. We gotta get through preseason, folks. Yeah. Right. That too. That too. Yes. Yeah. What about? Come to think of it, by the time the Olympics are over, the preseason will begin. How about that? Interesting. Yeah. I'm gonna go 10. I'm gonna go 10-7 as well. All right. Jimmy, who was your team again? Okay, let's go to the Eagles then. Alrighty. Ready? Let's go. Ooh, you'll love this, Jimmy. First game on a Friday, Eagles against the Packers in Brazil. That's right. Then they come back to the States. They play the Dirty Birds on week 2. Week 3 against the Saints in New Orleans. Week 4 against the Bucks at Tampa. Week 5 was a bye. Then you're home for the Browns in week 6. Uh, you play over here in the Turnpike Bowl against the Giants in week 7. Week 8, you play against the Bengals in Cincinnati. Week 9 against the Jaguars. That's a home game. Week 10 in Big D against my boys. Week 11 against Steve and Miriam's Commanders. Yeah, and of course that game will be seen on your local station if you don't have Prime, so you're in good shape with that. All right, week 11/24 against the Rams in Los Angeles. December 1st against the Ravens in Baltimore. Uh, December 8th against the Panthers at home. The Battle of Pennsylvania against the Steelers on the 15th. The 22nd against the Commanders again in Washington. Oh, you don't love that. The 29th at home against my Cowboys. And on your side of the Turnpike against the Giants on the 5th. Jimmy, what's the record going to be? Wow. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Uh, Steve Davidson. Steve Kent. 13-4. Okay. All right. Okay. Mike. Wow. Matt. You guys are making some bold predictions here. I like it, but I don't know if it's going to happen, but I like it. Diane. Wow. Miriam. Okay. Alex. Oh, yeah, yeah. Nice. I get it. Okay. Right. I'm going to say 12-5. I'll say 12-5. All right. Just a few more here before I go on to other news of the day because we got some big news here, folks. All right. For my boys, you'll find out when we get there. Just hang tight. Okay. For my boys, we start on the 8th at Cleveland. Then week 2, we play the Saints at home. Then we play the Ravens at home on the 22nd. A Thursday night game against the Giants, as we said. That'll be on either Channel 5 or Channel 9 here. Uh, on October 6th, it's against the Steelers in Pittsburgh. On the 13th, against the Lions. Week 7 is a bye. Week 8 at the Bay against the 49ers. Week 9 against the Falcons in Atlanta. Week 10 against the Eagles at home. Sorry, Jimmy. Week 11 against the Texans. Week 12, Thanksgiving. I'm sorry, week 12. Yeah, week 13 is Thanksgiving. Week 12 against the Commanders. Okay, Steve. The Thanksgiving game against the Giants. Not like that. Week 14 against the Bengals at home. That's a Monday night game. Week 15 against the Panthers in Carolina. Week 16 against the Bucks at home. And week 17, Eagles. All right. I'm going to say 12-5. Anyone else have any problem with that? Thank you. Yes, yes, that's the key. Running back is the key. Yeah, yeah. You're just saying because you're a Dallas hater. You're just saying because you're a Dallas hater. All right. Mike, thank you. Diane. Okay. Dana. Yeah, yeah. We'll, we'll do your team. We'll do your team before I go into the Cowboys. Do your team first. Do your team first. Who do you? Ooh. Okay. Now, what do you think about my Cowboys? What do you think the record's going to be? Yeah, 5-12. Oh, remember that was scripted, folks. Scripted by another party. All right, Matt, 12-5. All right, Miriam, 12. Good. I'm gonna say 12-5 as well. Okay, absolutely. I mean, this is supposed to be tight anyway. It's the NFC East. It's a brutal division. What can I say? All right, and one more because we won't have time to do everything here. So we'll go to the team I call them. Other call them the Patriots. We've already heard We've already heard stories that the Patriots are not going to do well this season. Easy, guys. No, it's I know it's easy, but oh wait, I'm going to the Bills first for Diane's sake. All right, Diane, listen carefully. All right, first up against the Cardinals at home. That's on the 8th. Week 2, a Monday night game against the Dolphins in Miami. Week 3 against the Jaguars at home. Week 4 against the Ravens at Baltimore. Week 5 at Houston. Week 6 against my Jets. Haha. Week 7 against the Titans. Week 8 against the Seahawks in Seattle. Week 9 versus the Dolphins at home. Week 10 at Indianapolis or in the Indianapolis. No, I'm sorry. Week 11 against the Chiefs. Week 12 off. Week 13 against the 49ers. Okay, at home. Week 14 against the Rams in beautiful downtown LA. Week 15 at Detroit. Oh boy, here we go. Week 16 against the Patriots, and week 17 against my Jets. All right, Di, what's the record? Okay, well, I need numbers. Wow. Well, if it's gonna be 13-4, I think it's gonna be fairly easy for you. So yeah. Mike, 12-5. Jimmy, 12-5. You mean 12-5. Right. Matt, Lee Davidson. Okay, Steve Kent. Right. Okay. Help. All right. Miriam. Uh, no, Miriam. Okay. Dana, what's the record? Alex. Ooh, I'll go say 10-7. I'll say 10-7. Yeah, I'll go say 10-7 though. I think maybe being a little bit All right, and one more. Oh yeah, we go by alphabetical order here. That's right. C, D. Yeah, we gotta go to N. That's right. We go by alphabetical order in this list here. I didn't make this list up, guys. Remember that. All right. So for the Patriots, all right, ready, Steve Kent? Oh boy. All right. First up against the Bengals. Okay, first up against the Bengals in Cincinnati. Week 2 against the Seahawks. Week 3 at the Jets. Week 4 at the 49ers. Week 5 at home against the Dolphins. Week 6 at home against the Texans. Week 7 in London against the Jaguars. Week 8 at home against my Jets. Week 9 at Tennessee. Week 10 against the Bears. Week 11 at home against the Rams. Week 12, Thanksgiving, week 12 at Miami against the Dolphins. Week 13 against the Colts at home. Week 14 is a bye. Week 15 at the Cardinals. Week 16 at the Bills. Yeah, the 16 game. Then against the Chargers at home. And finally against the Bills at home. All right, Steve, what do you make? What do you make of it? Yeah. Wow. Wow. Yeah, did you lose against the Bears? Losing against the Bears, my brother's gonna love you. My brother's gonna love you. Okay. Oh wait. Yeah. Anybody else going lower? Okay. Anybody else going lower than that? Yeah. Oh wow. I thought it could be. Yeah. True. Right. Okay. Well, we gotta move it quickly, guys. We gotta move it quickly. There's a lot to do. Right. You need a ring back, folks. All right. We gotta speed it up. We gotta speed it up. Anybody else? I'm gonna say 6-11. So I'll put it to you that way. All right. Anything further or thank you. I want to be the guy. Yeah. Or 2 steps forward, no, take 2 steps back. No, no. Okay. Moving on. Now, since we didn't do this last week for whatever reason, we'll do the other football league, the useless football league. I mean the UFL. Sorry. All right. First up, which is going on right now, Memphis Michigan. Steve Davidson, who do you got? That game is going on as we speak. Steve Kent. I was just give me liberty to give me death, but okay. Diane. Mike. Matt. Matthew. Miriam. Jimmy. Alex. Dana. Michigan. Memphis. It's UFL. Yes, the merger. The merger league. Okay. I'm gonna go with Michigan too. And remember, this was brought to you by the letter M. Oh no. Okay. 8 o'clock. Houston, Birmingham. D. Davidson, Steve Kent. All right. Mike, Diane, Matt, Miriam, Jimmy, Alex, Dana. You can flip a coin if you want, but I prefer you didn't. But okay. All right. So next, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? All right. Sunday, DC, St. Louis. All right, Steve Davidson, go ahead. I know what you're going to say, but it's got to be official. Thank you. Dana, thank you. Okay, now I'll go to the regular crew. Mike, Diane, Jimmy, Steve Kent, Matt, Miriam, Alex. Is there anybody I didn't get? Speak now for hold your peace. Okay. And finally, the Battle of Texas, Arlington, San Antonio. Since we Texas, Steve Davidson, Steve Kent, Mike, Diane, Jimmy, Dana, Alex, Miriam, Matthew. I'm gonna go with San Antonio too. It's the Texas two-step battle, folks. What can I say? Okay, yeah. All right. So that clears the bat. I do the jokes, guys. Remember? Okay. All right. Now, speaking of a joke, or pretty much whatever. Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm gonna go down to the golf section. Are you thinking, Louis, you're doing golf now? Well, it's a major, so that's actually why. We're in round three of the PGA Championship. Holy mackerel! Look at this. He's in first place. I don't believe it. Xavier Schauffele is in first place by uh, I think eight strokes. My goodness. I'll explain about this a little bit coming up. Shane Lowry is second. Colin McCara, which was in first just about an hour ago, is in third. Justin Rose. I'm sorry, wait. Yeah, Justin Rose is fourth. We got three back-to-back of the U.S. here. Tony Fanu, U.S. Tony Fanu, Taylor Moore, that's more with two O's, and Harris English are all wrapping in the top seven. So hey, four in the top seven are in the are among the U.S. I like that. I like that. And he's there. But unfortunately, there's something that overshadows this event um, this weekend, and I think you're going to understand why in a minute. You guys have been following this bizarre story. I think know what I'm talking about, right? Right. So, yeah. So, okay, you got to go over this very carefully because it's a little bit complicated to explain. So, we're going to go over this, a little bit here because, this is kind of bizarre and maybe a little bit long, but bear with me, guys, okay? This is very important. If I can get the article up here, I'll be even better. Okay. Yes, I am. I said, beam me up, Scotty. Oh, no. Okay, so here's how it goes. This was a very long article. It took about 3 hours to do it. All right. Scotty Scheffler, or however you say his name, was detained by police early yesterday morning on his way to the second round of the PGA tournament. Following an incident with an officer outside the Valhalla golf course, Scheffler that was not involved in a separate traffic accident outside Valhalla that unfortunately killed one person. Yes, it was a fatality. ESPN reported the incident. He was detained by police in handcuffs after a misunderstanding with traffic flowing, leading his attempt to pass a police officer into the Valhalla golf course, told by ESPN's Jeff Darlington, who wrote on X, or I call Twitter. Now, the officer attempted to attach himself to Scheffler's car, and Scheffler then stopped his vehicle at the entrance of Valhalla. The officer then began shouting at him and told him, get out of the car, long hair, when Scheffler exited the vehicle. The officer then, let's part of an old song, guys, then shoved Scheffler and was placed in handcuffs into the car. That's a little bit rough, I think. Darlington indicated hold on, Scheffler drove about 10 to 20 yards after he was told to stop. Darlington reported that Scheffler tried to explain that he did not know the man who stopped him was a police officer. Okay, that was his mistake right there. Darlington reported that Scheffler did not raise his voice during the confrontation. According to Darlington, the situation escalated quickly and Scheffler was lowered into the police car. It was then reported, Darlington reported, told him there is nothing you can do. You're going to jail. Darlington later responded that an officer asked him to identify Scheffler. Oh boy, this is getting bizarre right by the day. The incident was reported on the Morning Edition of Sports Center. The second round of the tournament was delayed for obvious reasons. Delayed due to the accident that ended up killing that one person, that according to the Louisville police. In the rain pre-dawn hours, traffic around Valhalla came to a halt. Players were allowed to enter the course. Scheffler was due to tee off about 9:25 or something like that, but was last seen in police custody and being taken away from the golf course. That was act number one. Act number two. Act number two here. There's more. Oh boy. He was then booked and charged with second-degree assault of a police officer, third-degree criminal mischief, and reckless driving, disregarding traffic signals that was directing traffic, and being an all-around yutz. ESPN reported that Scheffler was released from custody and arrived back in time for a 10:08 a.m. tee-off. Act number three. You see how I'm doing this, guys. Because there's a lot to this story here. Act number three. The police officer involved in the incident involving Scheffler outside the entrance of the golf club was hospitalized with pain, swelling, and abrasions to his knee and left wrist. That according to the Louisville police. This is getting interesting all the time. Scheffler was then arrested following an incident with an officer before his second round tee-off at the PGA Championship. As we said before, was not involved in the separate incident that killed that one person, who was an employee of one of the tournament's vendors. Oh boy. As stated before, he was charged with second-degree assault and third-degree criminal mischief, etc., etc. The charges were listed as one violation and one felony of second-degree assault of a police officer. Wait, one violation. Two violations. No, never mind. According to the police officer, attempted to give Scheffler instructions, but Scheffler did not comply and accelerated forward by dragging the officer to the ground. Okay. How do you like the story so far? Wow. One more article. I got one more because Remember, this is a continuing story, folks. It's like a soap opera. Uh, okay, go ahead because I think I lost the last part of it. Go ahead. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Anyone else want to think with this bizarre story here? Hold it, hold it. Who buzzed in first? Yeah, right. Yeah, that doesn't make sense at all. Yeah, cried foul. Yeah, I don't get that at all. Right. So why should he be turned into a wall? Right, Roger? No, he didn't. I think we see a little bit of police brutality in this case, to be honest with you, since he's the one that caused the act first. I mean, Scheffler, only was I think showing some self-defense. The police officer started first. I mean, shoving him into the car with the handcuffs and whatnot, and going with that. If anything, the police officer is just as guilty. And he says, "Oh, you're going to jail." Really? No, this doesn't make any sense at all. Like I said, I think this does call a little bit of police brutality in this case. Roger, your thoughts? Right. That's the way it should be. And, yeah. And he's well, another update. Shane Lowry just took over first. Oh boy. But it's a tie right now. It's a tie at 13 under. So this is gonna be a pretty interesting battle. And by the way, Colin is one stroke behind at minus 12. Rose and Fanu are tied at 11. So hey, this looks like a pretty good matchup going into the final round tomorrow. But this is a bizarre case, and I don't think that Shuffler is all fault here. I think the police officer, should be held responsible because he's the one that did the act first. But I wonder how it's going to go down. If it drags on anything later on. I mean, you think this is going to be the end of the story, guys? I think there's going to be something more coming on to this. Right. Uh, evidence, evidence. I don't blame him. He's going to have to go to. I wouldn't be surprised by that at all. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Yep. Yes. Yeah. And the thing, he's never won a major. Never. Isn't that interesting? Yeah. He is. Yeah. No, no, not at all. Well, not for a while. Ugh. Yeah. It's a bad look on the sport, not just the state, the sport itself. Yeah, I gotta think about that too. So it's gonna be pretty interesting going into the final round tomorrow. And I think the sport just gave itself a black eye from this incident. What a shame. Yeah. Some other golf news. Well, as you know, that for those of you who follow the sport closely, you know that of course the second round is the day we have the cut. Guess what, folks? Tiger did not make the cut. He did not make the cut at the PGA Championship after shooting 5 over par with a 77 in the second round. Oh boy, he's really slipping out. At the end of the halfway mark, 36 holes at 7 over par at 149, Woods was well above the predictive cut line at well under 141. In his last 22 major starts, he has missed 10 cuts and has withdrawn twice due to obvious reasons, of course. Woods did say, though, that he does plan to play next month at the U.S. Open in North Carolina. We'll see. Woods is a 15-time major champion. He says he's getting stronger after the infamous car crash back in February 2021, which we all remember that. Despite his poor performance, he does plan to play in the next month's U.S. Open in North Carolina. It will be, it will be, it will in time, said Woods, the possibility of improving his game. I need to play more, he said. However, I have not played in a lot of tournaments, and there hasn't been a lot of tournaments on my schedule. Hopefully, everything will come together in my practice sessions at home and be ready for Pinehurst next month. That's the side of the U.S. Open. The round could not start much worse. Woods made par on first and then made a mess on par four. In the second, after knocking his drive into a second left rough, Woods shot his second into the rough and third into a bunker. Could have been Archie Bunker. Oh no. Okay, Woods then sculled a shot across the green and into another bunker and chipped out to 20 and a half feet and two putted for a triple bogey. And with a triple bogey, that's not good. After three putting for a bogey on par three, Woods recorded his second triple bogey in 3 holes on the short par four. He was only 75 yards from the hole at his drive, but did not reach until his 5th shot. Oh boy, now it's really getting bad. His third went into a bunker and did not get out of the sand. So we had a sand trap. His fourth blasted his ball out and two putted from 11 and a half feet. Woods was 7 under par with 4 holes in round 2. In 1,344 rounds of his pro career, this was the first time that Woods has tripled more than one bogey in a tournament. Wow, and not a great way to have this go down. I mean, Woods really, I know struggling, but this is just not like him at all. You know, we've seen Woods. I mean, it doesn't seem like has anymore. I know he's had problems with the accent, but this is not the same Woods that we've seen. And he has dominated the majors. People would tune in just to see him win the majors, and we're not seeing that anymore. So what do you think of Woods? And what do you think of the chances at the U.S. Open coming up next month? Steve, we'll start that with you. Right. All right. Roger, I'll start with you. I think you're somewhat a golf fan, right? All right. Who's a golf fan right here? Okay. What do you make of Tiger's chances for the U.S. Open? Oh, man. Jimmy, you're a Woods fan, so your take. Yeah, outward work. Yeah, but he has to get a move on though. Anybody else? All right, I'll move on. Well, it's round 2 of the Triple Crown. This is going to be the Preakness Stakes. It's scheduled to go off about 7 o'clock. Well, after the show is over. Well, so we're going to run down the list of horses. Now it's a shorter list. This guy's when you get to this point, there's only about 9 or 10, so the list is not as long as the Derby. So we'll run it down, and it goes like this. All right, everybody's back in session. Good. Okay. So let me get over here to this. Where'd it go? Hmm. Yeah, I know I have it. I know I have it somewhere. Oh, here we go. All right. Now. Listen to the names of the horses, guys, because it might be a little tricky and some are hard to pronounce anyway. All right. Hmm. First horse at 20 to 1 odds, Mug Mugatu. That's his name. Number 20 to 1 odds. Also 20 to 1 odds. Number two is Uncle Heavy or Uncle Heavy. I think I had Uncle name that once. No. Number three, Catching Freedom at 7 to 2. Um, I actually have 8 horses. One was scratched. That's Muth. That was a scratch. Number five, Kentucky Derby winner, Mystic Dan at 8 to 5. I prefer Steely Dan, but okay. Number six, Seize the Gray, Grey, not Gray, by the way. That's at 12 to 1 odds. Also 12 to 1 is Just Steel. That's Steel, not Steal. Number eight, Tuscan Gold at 9 to 2. And number nine, I like this name, Imagination at 3 to 1. Yeah, I reckon that's supposed to only have 8 horses with one scratch. Um, it was a close race with Mystic Dan, the Kentucky Derby. And, is he going to have the momentum to maybe try to grip the Triple Crown? Or do we see any other horses that might be able to steal the thunder of that? All right. So, Steve, who do you like in this field of 8? Sees the gray. All right. Mike, you're gonna go with Mystic Dan, Derby winner. Derby winner. Okay. All right. Diane, Matt. Okay, but I mean, because it is the Triple Crown, so that's the only time I really pay attention to it. Miriam, Jimmy, Dana, Roger, Alex. I'm gonna go with himself. Yeah, I mean, I don't really follow horse racing on a regular basis, but it's one of those rare times where you get caught up on the action and whatnot. So I do pay attention to the first and second races. If Mystic Dan is going to win this, then I of course will be paying attention to the Belmont, which is in 3 weeks, because that'll be for the Triple Crown, and it's very rare that a horse wins the Triple Crown. So this could be some just some fun interest, just to go along with that. So we'll find out after the show is over, because by the time this show is over, the race won't even be run yet. Give me the good old days when you can do a 4-hour pregame. Alrighty. So now, oh, no, if I go anything else, Steve, you got any UFC or WWE you want to report on? Oh, no, that's what he was. I could have said Eddie Murphy, but okay. Diane, your trivia? Good. 3, 3. Montreal, Montreal, Detroit, 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 Red Wings, Red Wings, Bruins. Oh yeah. Sorry you left, Steve. You could have heard that. Okay, move on. Oh, oh the Stastnys. The Stastnys. Bobby and Brett. Okay. Well, the Stastnys are also another. Well, the Stastnys are a very Kentucky family, and I actually worked with one of their relatives a long time ago. No joke. Yeah, when I worked at my office job, and I had a coworker named Stassi. I'm like, "Hey, are you related to a hockey player?" Yes, that's my cousin. Wow, amazing. Yeah, her name was Terry. You guys not listening to the show. I think she would have liked this. Alrighty, so on to the yeah, let's go with the playoffs. Yeah, the playoffs. The playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs. All right. Anywho, we got a game 7 tomorrow. Pacers, Knicks. Yep. And just as I thought, because I knew it was going to go 7 anyway. It's been a very tight. Well, I should say the first 3 games were very tight between the two teams. Of course, you had all the referee mistakes and whatnot, saying, "Oh, you didn't call this right, you didn't call this right, you called this wrong," etc., etc. A lot of bickering back and forth. And they're like, "Oops, yep, we goofed." Now the last 3 games have been lopsided on both ends. The Pacers in Game 4 whipped us by 30 points. Game 5, they came to New York and we whipped them by about 26, 28 points, something like that. And then game 6, I'm like, yeah, they're gonna get us tonight. I don't think it was gonna be, a wide margin, but they did lose by about 13 points. It was bad earlier. They were trailing by 21, 22 points, but they were able to cut it down by 13. But yeah, too far to catch up. So I'm not surprised by the turn of this series at all. Not at all. I was surprised in Game 4 of the result of how much they lost, but it doesn't surprise me that the team loses. It surprised me by that kind of a margin. I mean, by 34 points. I mean, that's ridiculous. I wasn't expecting that at all. So, so it's basically other than that, it's gone the way I thought it was going to be. I knew it was going to go game 7. This had game 7 all over it. Why? Simple. It's like it's Knicks Pacers. Enough said. I mean, it was going to go 7 anyway, whether it be when we take it at home or on the road. I mean, this doesn't shock me at all. So, anywho, Rick Carlisle, the Pacers coach, tore into his team and called for his team to improve on their aggression, focus, and technique. Then he put them through a rough film session reviewing what the Knicks beat them on Game 5 on loose balls and a humbling blowout. Carlisle got a strong response from his with the Pacers reversing nearly every mistake in a 116-103 win last night, forcing a game 7 tomorrow. That's going to be 3:30 p.m. and I'm looking forward to it. After losing the rebound battle in Game 5, pretty much, the Pacers won the battle by 12 in Game 6. The Pacers turned the ball over 18 times in Game 5, but only turned the ball over 8 times in Game 6. If you're going to turn the ball over 18 times in the game, chances are you're not going to win anyway. So let's get that straight right now. Uh, and after being outscored in the paint by 26 in Game 5, the Pacers did the damage with 24 more than the Knicks last night. Coaches challenged our effort. I think it was the biggest thing since sliced bread, since guard Tyrese Halliburton, who had 15 points and assists. We had some bonehead mistakes in Game 5. He challenged us on how we can be a better group. For the Knicks, the focus was not just on the upcoming Game 7, but also on prize player Josh Hart. He suffered an abdominal injury after fighting for a rebound in the first quarter of last of Game 5, somehow labored through the game before leaving in the fourth. For his efforts, he had 8 rebounds in 3 minutes of play, but was not himself after the injury. Well, what a surprise there. Hart played 144 minutes in the series. At one point, alarmed his teammates when he asked to leave the game to stretch and put heating pads on the left side of his abdomen. Ugh. The Knicks trainers assembled the tape under his uniform to try to give him some relief. Head coach Tom Thibodeau did not give an update on Hart, who left the game without speaking to reporters. But to a man, the Knicks teammates said they expected that he would play in Game 7 despite a tight turnaround. Jalen Brunson himself said, I think he's going to play in Game 7. Well, come on, it's Game 7. Come on. Him asking out is not a good sign. Him asking is not a good sign. But I think he will be back, said Miles McBride. Knowing that he will do whatever it takes to get there to play, that Isaiah Wallstein, if his left leg is not falling off, he'll do whatever it takes to play. Well, I don't think that's going to happen. He's not going to have his leg fall off, so I think there's a good chance. With the Knicks playing small, as they were out 3 forwards and a center due to injuries, the Pacers went on Hart defensively with their size. The Pacers shot 14 for 20 against Hart while he was the Knicks' primary defender. Pacers for Pascal Siakam, who scored 25 points, has best game of the postseason, and center Miles Turner had 17 points, were among the attackers on Hart and the other Knicks defenders. All right, so it's Game 7. That means the winner go home here, and it's going to be played in MSG tomorrow. So, what do we like in this Game 7, guys? Let me go with home crew first. Mike, who do you got in tomorrow's Game 7? Say the team name. That's all I care. All right. Roger. Alex. Thank you. All right. Diane. Steve. Jimmy. Yeah. Dana. Miriam. Yeah. All right, making unanimous. Go New York, go New York, go. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. No. No. Yes. Oh, that reminds me of NBA. Okay, I got some other NBA news here. I don't know if anybody cares or not, but I'm going to do this anyway. Because on Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever it was, the draft lottery was held. And I don't know if anybody's think this is kind of surprising, but we'll find out anyway. I heard that. Okay. Draft lottery results for this year. I should put in 2024. All right. Draft order completion, and we're ready. I don't know if anybody's surprised in this or not, but let's see. All right. Number 1, the Atlanta Hawks, which is kind of surprising. Number 2, the Wizards. Number 3, Houston Rockets by way of the Nets. Number 4, the San Antonio Spurs. Number 5, the Pistons. Now, I kind of find a little bit upsetting because, for the second year in a row, they finished with the worst record in the entire league, and yet they can't even get first pick in the draft. I mean, I think it's kind of surprising, to be honest, because I always thought that, if you were the worst team, you have a pretty good chance of at least getting in the top 3. But number 5, I mean, that's kind of a little bit it's kind of a little. Yes, go ahead. Okay. Right. Yeah. Yes. So anyway, this was the first time actually the Hawks jumped out 9 spots between their first overall pick as the first time they all picked number one since 1975, or to put it this way, before the draft lottery era began. Only four other lottery winners had worse chances of the Hawks. The 1993 Magic at 1.5, the 2014 Cavaliers 1.7, the 28 Bulls also 1.7, and the Cavaliers 2011 at 2.8. While trades couldn't certainly change things, picks number whoops changed on me again. I hate that. Picks number 158 are set for the 2024 draft lottery, and that'll be, of course, after the finals. All right, so continuing on. Number 6, the Hornets. Number 7, the Blazers. Number 8, the Raptors by way of the Spurs by way of the Raptors. Number 9, the Grizzly Bears. Okay, just Grizzlies. Number 10, Jazz. Number 11, the Bulls. Number 12, the Thunder by way of the Rockets. Number 13, the Kings. Number 14, the Blazers by way of Golden State. Number 15, the Miami Heat. Number 16, the Sixers. 17, the Lakers. 18, the Magic. Number 19, the Raptors by way of the Pacers. 20, the Cavaliers. 21, the Pelicans by way of the Bucks. Number 22, the Suns. Number 23, the Bucks by way of the Pelicans. 24, the Knicks by way of Dallas. 25, the Knicks again. The Nets seem to be nowhere in this. 26, the Wizards by way of the Clippers. Steve's got like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 26. Yeah, by way of trade. By way of trade. Right. Yeah. All right. Moving on. 27, the Wolves. 28, the Nuggets. 29, Jazz by way of the Thunder. And 30, the Celtics. And the Nets, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Despite the fact how bad they are, they can't even get a draft pick, especially in this first round. What a travesty. Ah, horrible. Yeah, I was going to say, who is going to win that game tonight? All right, Dan, since you brought up, who do you like? Steve, Mike, Diane, Matt, Miriam. All right, Miriam, under Jimmy, Dana, Roger, Alex. I'm going with Dallas. Okay. So getting back to the draft news here for a minute. The draft will be a two-night affair for the first time this year, with the second round coming on June 27th. The second round of this year's draft features plenty of trade picks, who are largely, or a large majority of the 20 picks, at least once, having changed heads at least once before draft night. There are only 58 picks in this year's draft, after both the Sixers and Suns had to forfeit their second round selections for free agency tampering. Uh-oh. You got caught. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So the second, as I stated, Diane, the Sixers and Suns had to forfeit. Yeah, you got caught. Okay. Number 39, the Grizzlies, by way of the Nets. Ugh. Other than that, the Nets have done nothing. Wow. They can't even get a draft pick. They're just so bad. Mm. All right, and here is yeah, and here are the below the top 10 prospects from CBS. Three of the top five prospects in this year's class are international. So let's run down the top 10 draft picks, future draft picks for this. Alex Starr from Australia. That's Perth. Stefan Castle of UConn. Like that. Nicola Topic, KK Mega Basket. That's international. Rob Dillingham of Kentucky. All right. Zachary Reister of France. Mattis Bolzis of the G League Unite. Number 7, Donovan Clingan of Champion UConn. Reed Shepard of Kentucky. Ron Harling of the G League Unite, which I think is gone. And Isaiah Collier of USC. Those are your top 10 prospects. There's a lot of talk about Starr and Castle from Australia and UConn. That I'm gonna say that UConn, the Starr will be first. So I'm gonna look at that. I am a big UConn fan, by the way. So yeah, well, Wembanyama hasn't really, been that great of a player either. I mean, I don't see how he still got, rookie of the year. I mean, I don't think he should have deserved it. That should be an all around effort, not just individual. I'm sorry. Well, the record doesn't show it though. Speaking of Victor, yeah. Speaking of Victor, he is has been the vocal point for the the Olympics in France. Coach Vincent Collet announced an extended list of 19 players to the preliminary roster in preparation for the Summer Olympics. Fresh off winning the NBA Rookie of the Year, Wemby will bolster France's medal chances alongside such players Rudy Gobert, Nick Bantam, and Evan Fourier. In Gobert and Wembanyama, France boasts two of the league's best defensive players. Gobert won NBA Defensive Player of the Year award for the fourth time in his career, being out Wembanyama. The roster will shrink down to 12, which includes newcomers Bio Kolobi, uh, Usman Ding, and Kalen Hayes. All will play in the NBA this season. Notably, the list includes 5 point guards, compensating the absence of Thomas Hurdle, who has played. Oh boy, I'm going to dismiss this for a minute. Goodbye. Thank you. I hate when that comes up. Compensating the absence of Thomas Hurdle, who has played the position regularly for France in the last decade, but is out due to his affiliation with the Russian club. France, who took on the silver medal in 2021, will play a number of tough opponents in pre-Olympic competition that include Turkey, Germany, Siberia, Canada, and Australia. As for Olympic play itself, France will face Germany, Japan, and the upcoming qualifying game, and will play in Group B. Okay, so what do we make of for the chance of Wembanyama and France to maybe take home the gold? It seems that the European players have caught up to our American style, and I think that's what we're seeing reverse with the international tournaments and like the World Basketball Cup games. When I think they've caught on to us, and that's why I think we have been struggling to win those pre-Olympic tournaments, and they've caught on to us. I mean, we used to be the dominant factor in world championship basketball, and now it's like we become a second banana. So yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, so we gotta look at that. I mean, I think it's a big factor for us, and that's why I think we lost in the World Cup last year. We did make it to the semi final, but we just couldn't hold up against Germany. So I'm wondering how what of our I'm just thinking what of our chances are going to win. The gold coming up in July. This is gonna be a challenge. I think for Team USA, despite our lineup. Yeah, no, no, it doesn't. Yeah. And by the way, yeah. So we got the Oh, all right. Wolves and Nuggets. Who do you like for the game seven? Let's ask about that. Steve, Mike, Diane, Jimmy, Matt, Miriam, Dana, Roger. That's true. Alex. Yeah, but they haven't been playing. They've been struggling against the Timberwolves here. I don't think it's gonna be that easy. I think I see an upset here. I think the Wolves are gonna take it. Oh, I forgot. Who do you like in tonight's Canadian final between the Canucks and the Oilers? All right, Mike. All right, yeah. All right, Jimmy, Diane, Matt, Dana, Steve, Roger, Alex. I want that. I want that '94 rematch. Canucks. I want that rematch. I want. I want that rematch. Okay. All right. So now 10 of us agree. Of course, it means it's going to happen. So anyway, on to the Rangers win on Thursday night, which was a battle. I mean, we were down by 2-0, then 3-1, and then the magic happened. I think Messi was in the building saying, "I guarantee you a win, guys. I guarantee you a win." Those of you who remember May 25th, 1994, that's exactly what happened. So Chris Kreider, third career hat trick into the series and ended the Hurricanes in 6 games. So in other words, they were rocked like a hurricane. Oh boy. Okay. So now the Rangers are going to face the Panthers as they beat the Bruins last night, much to my dismay because I was looking for a matchup with the two original six. So 3 words to put it like this: did not happen. Mhm. It was a monster third period, said Rangers coach Pierre Laviolette, and said he put the game on his back and delivered. It was more than just him, but in conclusion, we need to score more goals, and that's exactly what he did. I like it. Kreider now has 7 goals in the postseason for the Rangers in their first 10 playoff games. Only Ron Duguay and Olaf Nilsson, who played together in the 1981 postseason, had 8. And I was just a boy back then. I was only 11 years old. Wow. Kreider is the ninth player to record a natural hat trick in the third period of a playoff game. He is also the sixth player in playoff history to record a natural hat trick in any point in the game with a deciding goal. To tell you how rare it is, that's only happened twice in playoff history. That's right, twice in the 100 years plus. Go figure. Yeah. All right, guys. So then we got the East wrap up. It's going to be, of course, uh, Rangers against the Panthers. Mike, what do you got? In how many games? Ooh, I like that. I like that. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I like that. I like that. I like that answer. Diane. Yeah. Okay. How many games? A sweep. All right. Matt. A sweep. All right. Miriam, Miriam. I think more close to that because remember the Panthers have played tough, and they did make the finals last year, and they're showing why. They're making a strong case again this year. So I think, yeah, Roger, how many games? Alex, it's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a fight. This is not gonna be a cakewalk by any means at all. I'm still saying the Rangers are gonna win, but I'm gonna go with your answer. I'm gonna say six, but it should be a very tough, grueling series, and the game one begins on Wednesday. Let me see if I can pull this. Steve, five. Wow. All right, so let's see if I have this right here. Let's see if I have it. Wow, I'm impressed, guys, that you think it's gonna be a sweep. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I like your answers. All right, so let's just see if we have the schedule posted up for the 7 games. Probably not. All right. Mm, nope, nope. So far, we have the first 2 games. Game one is on Wednesday. Game two is on Friday. It's a week late this year. Hang on a second. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. Yeah. Oh, that's right. They started a week late this year. That's right. No wonder. Because usually by Memorial Day weekend, the conference finals are over. Panther. And I was told last night that there actually is such thing as a Florida Panther. I mean, the Alligators outrank them 10-1, but they have it. Sorry, sorry. Would it have mattered if I said crocodile? Okay, so let's see if I can pull this up here. Sometimes they just don't come accurate. All right, here's the game. We have the schedule right here. All right, ready, guys? You sound a little bit more enthusiastic. Okay, so it'll go like this. Game one will be Wednesday at 8 o'clock. I think all games are gonna be 8 o'clock here now that we're in prime. Now that we're in the later stages. Game one is Wednesday. Game two is Friday to start off the holiday weekend. Game three is May 26th. That's next Sunday. An afternoon game on ABC. Oh yeah. Wait a minute. They have the 8500 on that day. You can't do that. Huh. Might be a mistake. Then May 28th. That's on next Tuesday. That's an ESPN game. May 30th is game 5, ESPN. Game 6 is June 3rd, and then game 7. So ABC can have 2 games in this series to do. Okay. And a 3 o'clock game on Sunday afternoon. Wow, rare. Provided they get done with Indy 500 coverage first. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of complaints come next Sunday afternoon. Remember, they almost goofed up when ESPN went to the other game last week, if you remember. Yeah. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of gripes. Okay. All right. On to other news here. Oh, I do have a football note here concerning. All right. How many of you guys are familiar with the television program called Hard Knocks? Giants fans, listen up. Giants fans, listen up. Hold on. The HBO program Hard Knocks will feature Big Blue this season. That's right, Big Blue. This season, the program will feature an inside look at the scouting approach, free agency, and the draft. Half the season might be the Giants front office sitting around wondering, what if they actually signed Daniel Jones to the 4-year, $160 million deal the previous year. But NFL Films gets total access. It could be a great look inside for the works of a team building its roster. Will we see the Giants discussions trying to secure the third overall pick for draft Drake May that was reported in April? Do we get insight on why the Giants passed on three quarterbacks who went later in the top 12 to draft receiver Malik Neighbors at number 6 overall? This show will work only if the true accurate access to the biggest decisions and boldest moves as HBO figured. The Giants, who are sometimes known as the Wrecking Crew, are an interesting choice for Hard Knocks, considering that back in 2010, that co-owner John Morris said would never appear in this series. I mean, he's never. The Giants are coming off a horrible season and had to make some major changes in this offseason, such as not re-signing Saquon Barkley and what to do with the quarterback position as he now goes up the Jersey Turnpike to play with the Eagles. If there is an honest and unidentified look at the inner works of his front office during the offseason, it could be a groundbreaking and highly new step for the series, which is a combination of a reality series and a soap opera, the way I look at it. All right, guys, what do we make of this? Giants on Hard Knocks. By the way, boy, after the only season, I think it's gonna be the worst. Yeah. Why do you think it's gonna be the best this season? Yeah. Mm, absolutely. It'll be something. Yeah. Figure is right. A lot is running on it. Okay, I got some other football news here. It could be it's good news and bad news. The good news is there'll be two games on Christmas Day. The bad news is you're gonna need Netflix to get it. Oh boy, here we go. Netflix announced back on Thursday now the two live games, the Chiefs and Steelers, and the Ravens and Texans on December 25th, leaving a hole in your stocking for other average football fans. The streaming network will broadcast at least one game on the holiday for at least the next 3 years, according to a new agreement. Ugh. The four teams involved in a rare Wednesday regular season game. There are no other live sporting events or otherwise come close to catching the NFL viewers. We are excited of catching these games that will only be shown on Netflix, said by Chief Officer of Content Bella Barra. This marks back-to-back Christmas game for the Chiefs and the Ravens. Last season, the Ravens beat the 49ers 33-19, and the Raiders upset the Chiefs 20-14. Well, at least they won the Super Bowl. Before the 2024 season, only three teams ever played back-to-back Christmas Day games, that being the Steelers, Packers, and the Cardinals. I don't think Arizona yet, though. The Ravens will be the first team to play back-to-back games on the road, and this will be the fifth Christmas Day game for the Chiefs, which ties them with the Cowboys for the most Christmas Day games. Look, I get it. It's a new era for the world. Everything's going to go streaming, but that's not fair to us. You know, I think if I'm able to get Netflix, I think I can get it, or I can, of course, get it on my computer. But I just don't think that's right, especially on a Christmas Day game. Everybody's home, fans want to watch it, and only a very few have Netflix, which for the most part is not really a good service at all, to be honest with you. I think I'd rather get Amazon Prime or whatever, because Netflix is dull in their selections. So while they think it's a good move, I don't really think it is. I'm not. I'm not a big Netflix. I know, but the thing is, I'm not a big Netflix fan. Yeah, yeah. Well, how about this? How about yeah? How about this though? NFL football meets Stranger Things. All right, no, no, okay. All right, baseball. Yankee players Garrett Cole and DJ Lee Matthew are heading back to New York after spending time in rehab at the team complex in Tampa, Florida, with the mule likely to make rehab start next week. Lee Matthew took live bats and worked defensively before making the trip back to New York, while the Yankees are playing a three games. While the Yankees did play a three-game series against the Twins just a few days ago. Lee Matthew, who has been out with a right foot fracture, is 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 in spring training. Would be likely to start a rehab game this week. I definitely wanted to play and get some volume under his belt, said in the pregame on Monday, adding that he was not certain how many rehab games he would need before getting back into the line. Meanwhile, Cole threw 36 pitches or so after his latest throwing session as he recovers from right elbow inflammation. Ugh. Boone said everything went well for Garrett and Boone. The Yankees also announced that outfielder Jason Dominguez was recovering from Tommy John surgery, and infielder Jorbid Bias with an orbital fracture after starting rehab assignments at Single A Tampa. They face former Yankee Domingo Gurman, who made his first start with the Pirates Single A team on Tuesday. Right-hander Tommy Canale, right shoulder inflammation, and we had assignment transferred to Double A Somerset, the Double A affiliate of our New York Yankees. Mike is familiar with that team, aren't you? Yeah, great stadium down there, guys, too. Great stadium, guys. If you ever get down to New Jersey, check it out. All right. Bad news for the Giants, the San Francisco Giants, that is. Uh, Outfielder Jung Ho Lee is done for the year. He structured structure damage. Oh, this is a little bit outdated, but he is out for the year. With structure damage to his dislocated left shoulder as he crashed into a wall last Sunday and did seek a second opinion for the next. He is now out. Or to put it this way, you're out. Yeah. Alan, is that you? Ah, okay. I was right. I didn't sneak it. I didn't see the name up here, but okay. We got a good, we got a good crowd. We got a good crowd this week. So yeah, it's always sad to see a player like that go down. You never want to see a player get hurt like that. And it kind of ruins the mood and everything for the team. So yeah, it's a shame. Even though you may not be a fan of the team, you never want to see a player go down like that, especially if it costs them the whole season. Yeah, well, at least it's only like, we're like at the 35-40 game mark, because you don't want to see it happen as you're trying to vie for a playoff spot, in, like, say, August and September. You know, Not that you want to see it happen any other time of year, but when you're trying to vie for the playoffs and you're in the hunt, the last thing your team needs is an injury. Oh boy, we're sunk. We were great all season, and then this happens. Thanks a lot, you blankety blank blank blank. You know, it's a family show, guys. I don't do that stuff. I don't. It's a family show. Always remember that, guys. We are because remember, even though we're not related by blood, we are a family here. So we got that's the way I've always said since I began doing the show 6.5 years ago. Wow. So anywho, and Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, yeah, they'll have the San Francisco for the first week. He had experience though because that's for the area where he grew up. So I wonder if there's going to be any resentment. It should be interesting though. Alex, let me ask you, what do you now you're I forget who's your team again? Uh, Alan. I'm sorry, Alan. Allen. Allen, sorry. Your team is the Bucks. All right. What do you think their record's going to be this year? Yes. Okay, that's fairly honest. Yeah, I mean, we can't. I mean, look, there's 30 teams in the league. Only 16 are going to make the. I got to make the playoffs. So, oh, by the way, what did you make of last night's Bruins Panthers game? Yeah. Matter of fact, just as I left your show last night, the game was over. I was hoping it was going to the Bruins because I wanted to see an original six matchup, and of course, I didn't get it. Great. All right. Oh, found something interesting here. Red Sox great and Hall of Famer David Ortiz, aka Big Poppy, was honored by the New York State Senate on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. Uh, Not just for his work on the field, but for his philanthropist story as well. Ortiz has long leveraged his celebrity status to raise money and awareness uh, for a variety of causes that connect him to New York, according to a resolution passed by New York State senators. Oh, great. His nonprofit fund, the Dave Ortiz Children's Fund, provides care for children in the Dominican Republic and in the New England area who otherwise can't afford it. Those services have also benefited New York families as well. Ortiz visit to the State House coincided with the 20th anniversary of them winning their first World Series since 1918. I think I'm going to gag. Thank you. Uh, Even though State Senator Luis Svedova, who brought forth the resolution, is a diehard Yankees fan, he acknowledges Ortiz's work off the field as well as on. And that's a bit of a good news story this week. I mean, yeah, I mean he's a nice guy. I mean, too bad he's on the Red Sox. Was on the Red Sox, and that ruined our 2004 chances of sweeping them in the ALCS. But I got nothing else against him because from that. I mean, I still can't stand the Red Sox no matter what, but still, I'm not gonna hold Ortiz against for his humanitarian efforts. But it's quite an honor nonetheless. It is a very honor. Yes, and I like that in a person. Showing that he has a heart. And is willing to, of course, help people. Away from the game and whatnot. You know, so congratulations on that. I still don't like the Red Sox though. Yeah. Oh, I got some WNBA news I wanted to share. Okay, listen up. All right. Two-time defending champion Vegas Aces are a hot ticket again. They sold 15 of their 20 games at home this season already. Yep. The only two games of the usual home arena with individual tickets are against the Mercury on August 30th and September 13th against the Connecticut Sun. Um, and I think there are some tickets actually available for the Wings on the 19th. Tickets also remain for September 3rd against Chicago Sky at the T-Mobile Arena. The Aces had a sellout crowd of 10,419 against the Mercury. The Aces had their ring ceremony just before the start of the opening game, which the league began last Tuesday. Other WNBA news, well, a sellout crowd of more than 17,400 were on hand to see who I call America's new golden girl, Caitlin Clark's home debut for the Indiana Fever against defending Eastern Conference champion New York Liberty. But the result for Clark's home debut was nothing short of a disaster. Her second official game had the worst outing of her career. She had 9 points only, 2 for 8 from the field, 1 for 7 with 3-point range, and managed 7 rebounds and 6 assists despite a very poor outcome. In her first game, she had 20 points, not bad, but she also had 10 turnovers. Not good. I mean, you got to remember though that she's playing in a different league now. She's playing with more experienced players that have been in the league, maybe 5 years and beyond, and that's a lot to handle. I mean, everybody was thinking, well, yeah, she's gonna be fine. She's gonna be, the star, the face of the league, and everything. But right now, it's been kind of mixed results. She had a good game today, though, against New York. She had 22 points. That's her best outing so far in just 3 games. She has 29 and 50 overall, but she has to work on those turnovers, not turn the ball over so much because that is what's going to kill them. And right now, the Fever are 0-3. I think a lot of people were expecting much better result with Caitlin, now on the team, but so far it hasn't shown up. But it is still early, and they do have 37 more games to play. Um, you know, but is Caitlin going to be the face of the league, and is she going to get better, and will she be an all-star in her first year? So I'll start with Jimmy on that one. Yes, right. Yeah, Alan. Look, well, that could be a problem too because that might be a distraction. And don't forget, I think a lot of rookies make a lot of mistakes. I think nerves have a lot to do with it too. So I yeah, you factor that. I mean, because I think a lot of rookies make those kind of mistakes and have those kind of turnovers. But gradually, the season goes on. I think she's going to be able to reduce that. I don't know if it's going to produce a lot of wins for Indiana, but at least she's going to be on her game more. But then again, one person can't carry the team by itself. Okay, Steve. Yeah, welcome to the league, rookie. Diane. Mike. Uh, Matthew. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. Miriam. Any thoughts on Caitlin? All right. Dana. So the ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. Oh, oh what? We're polishing up. Uh, Roger. Yeah. Roger, any thoughts? Yeah. And of course, you got the other starting lead, Sabrina Liskinu. She had 14 points and 7 rebounds. Jacquel Jones had 14 points and 10 rebounds and 7 assists in the game as well. So now the Liberty, yeah. So the Liberty, I mean, this was the second time in just a matter of days they play against each other. So right now, the Liberty are undefeated at 3-0, and the Fever, I think, have caught a bug of some kind, are 0-3. Right. Okay. Yeah, and from I'll call Limu and Doug. All right. Uh, Brazil has been awarded the Women's Cup for 2027. The Women's Cup now, guys. A short time ago yesterday, the 211 member nations voted on the bid during the 74th Congress in Bangkok. They did one in Bangkok to decide between Brazil and a joint bid between Germany, Netherlands, and Belgium as host for the tournament. It has showed everything but Yul Brynner. No. Okay. The joint between The U.S. and Mexico fell through 3 weeks ago. What a shame. With both nations now turning to host the next tournament in 2031. I'll be over 60 by then. Ugh, yuck. Calling off a historic first equal investment being hosted across two nations in 2026. South Africa also withdrew their bid back to November, citing a determination to prepare for a more comprehensive bid for 2031. This was the first time that Congress had voted on a host on the women's tournament. Previously, the hosts were based on voting by the FIFA Council. Well, yeah, of course. There is no official date yet. However, FIFA has allowed space between May 25th and May 31st of July 2031 to be 2026, right, to for the final tournament to be held, for the tournament to be held. All right. And there's also going to be a World Cup early play in 2026 with 16 nations participating, kind of like our version of, like, say, the America's Cup, the Gold Cup. That is the Gold Cup, which is going to be played, I think, in next month. Yeah, the halfway point of the World Cup tournament. That's what I call it. And the Aces are looking to be three-peat champions again. We'll see about that. AJ Wilson is the betting favorite to win MVP. Yeah, a little bit too premature, I think, guys. It's only 3 games in the season. We'll have to wait and see about that. I never make those early predictions like that. It's a longer season now. It's not like it was back when it first started, when they only played about, I think it was 28 games in the first season, if I'm not mistaken. And I remember those early games too. So I've been following this league from the beginning. By the way, next week we'll have the results of the Preakness. We'll maybe do a preview of Daytona. And if possible, we'll maybe do a French Open preview, because that starts next week as well. Yeah. Anyone for tennis? Oh, no. Oh, boy. Anyone for tennis? Well, that's probably what you're racking anyway. Oh. Okay. 1956, Mickey Mantle hits a home run from both sides of the plate for a record 3rd time. Wow. 82nd Preakness in 1957, Eddie Arcado aboard Bold Runner wins in 1 minute 56 seconds. Bill Shoemaker aboard Candy Spots won the 1963 Preakness. And I hate when this happens. It always goes back down to the other page. All right, continue. But I'm on track here. I'm on track. All right, continuing on. 1971, Stanley Final, Chicago Stadium. Chicago, Henry Richard scores twice as Montreal Canadiens beat Chicago to win the series 4-3. Yeah. Yuck. At the 85 Preakness Stakes, Pat Day aboard Tanks Prospect won the event. Cubs Ryan Sandberg and second baseman record streak of 123 errorless streak games. Wow. 1990, Yari Curry sets record for scoring in a Stanley Cup Finals game with 3 goals against the Bruins. Sorry. I so much wanted them to win though last night. Not that I'm a Bruins fan by any means, but I really wanted to see, a conference matchup between the two of the original 6, And Tigers pitcher Spencer Trimble no-hit Seattle at Comerica Park back in 2021. Okay, that's going to do it for me. I got to get out of here. I mean, hey, you got to do Rasal's show. I'll be joining this show shortly. He does a wonderful show. Check him out whenever you can. Oh, by the way, tragic story as a Russian weightlifter died in the war in Ukraine, as now says Alexander Peshkelov, who finished 4th in the 85 heavyweight category in the Ring Games, was killed during defending his country last Sunday, 2 weeks ago, actually, and that's the tragic news of the week. I hate to end on a sad note, but I had to put that in. All right, guys, so we're going to wrap it up. Next week, same time, same station. Thanks for joining us. And, it's been a great show. I hope we come back. I know next weekend is Memorial Day weekend, but hey, before you turn on the grill and head to the beach or whatever, or on the boardwalk, come join us. It'll make it more of a fun show that way. So on that note, I wish you adieu, and we'll talk again next week. Okay, Rasal, take it away.